Another one I got was Click, because I love this movie. A lot of people hate Adam Sandler films. I love them. They're really funny and I liked it. Check it out. Blu-ray. Looks good. Oh yes, for $13. Taxi Driver. Honestly, when I saw it online, the way it looked, I'm like, oh, it looks like they kind of put it in a cheap case or something like that. And when I bought it, I didn't realize that it was like pretty thick. It's like a hard cardboard, and it opens out like this. And inside it's got like poster boards, and the little posters, and it's just amazing. It was restored, 4K restoration, and I just found out for El Paso, if any of you guys are familiar with El Paso, in like August they're gonna have this classic film festival, which I went to last year and I saw The Godfather. This year they're gonna be showing Taxi Driver. So definitely one of my favorite Scorsese films. Another film I picked up was Almost Famous. I wasn't crazy about it. I'm not a big fan of Kate Hudson. It's alright. Jackass 3. The fact that it's in high definition makes it more gross. It's shit that you don't want to see in high def. But it's totally funny, and then they use this crazy awesome camera called the Phantom camera, which shoots like 1,000 frames per second. So they shoot that, all like the beginning sequence and the end sequence were shot in super slow motion, and it looks awesome, and then it also looks gross at the same time. It's definitely something you should watch. It's really funny, but pretty gross at the same time. Oh yes, one of my favorite zombie films, Shaun of the Dead. Definitely a classic. I just watched it today again. I definitely prefer this over Zombieland. And I mean, Zombieland's good, but this is just so funny. Another film I just picked up was the Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. I love Batman. I mean, this is one of the darkest animated films you'll ever see. It's really good. You know, the Batman Under the Red Hood is definitely up there also, but this one just takes the cake. I've never been a big fan of Batman Beyond. This is great just to watch the whole sequence where they go back in time, and then they kind of show how the Joker was murdered. Check it out. If you just love Batman, you need to check this out. For $10, I picked up Invincible on Blu-ray. Definitely, this is one to check out. Invincible on DVD and Blu-ray for $10. Another thing I picked up was Tron. I got the 3D version. I don't know, maybe one day I'll get into the 3D. I was actually looking for that more expensive one with the original Tron, and it was sold out, so I kind of had to settle for this. But it's been a good buy though. I haven't seen it yet, and I really want to. I think this is what I'm going to watch right after I do this video. So I'm going to be watching this. The last stack of DVD or Blu-rays that I got was Sideways. I hadn't seen this, and I've always kind of wanted to see this because I've heard it was really good. And I don't know, for me it was just like a yuppie kind of film. It's like real snobby. I mean, I guess it was good performances for sure, but did not care for the story too much. A great film actually that I saw was The Kids Are Alright. This was actually really good, and I love Mark Ruffalo, but I don't love the ending of this film. I'm like, to me it didn't make sense. Like I wanted to see something different, and I thought something different should have happened at the end of the film. But if you guys have seen this, let me know what you guys think. One of my favorite films ever is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It looks really good on Blu-ray. It doesn't look great, crisp, but it was shot on film. I don't know, I guess the film print wasn't great, but it's still an amazing film to watch. I love it. A film I picked up. This is how long it's been since I've made this. I haven't made a video. I got Paranormal Activity 2. I mean, they're not great, but I did enjoy them. Part 2 is pretty good. I like it. I think it ties in pretty well to the first one. So I heard they're making a third one. I don't know if I think they should, but I mean it's still, I liked it. The next thing I got was Due Date. You know what? There's something about this film. Everybody kept telling me it's so funny. It's so funny. I don't know. Parts of it were like mean. Robert Downey Jr., the way his character worked out with Zach Galifianakis, I don't know. Like 1 minute he loved them, the other minute he hated them, and it's just like, Come on, just choose one. I'm on the fence about this one. Maybe a second viewing I'll like it more, but for now I didn't really care for it too much. A really good film, and I think it's kind of underrated because a lot of people didn't really want to go see this. Megamind. I thought it was really good, and it was really funny. I really like Will Ferrell. Definitely one of my favorites. Animated films of this year. A classic film that I just had to pick up on Blu-ray. Even though I just picked up like the DVD on my last update, I think. And then I found out this was like $10 on Blu-ray. Uncle Buck. I think it's one of the best John Candy films out there. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it, or if you're just a fan of John Candy. Perfect. Another great film that I've always loved, but I got a remastered version Blu-ray. Got Memento. I've always loved this film when I first saw it. So I'm still dying to see The Following, which is his first film, because I've heard that was really good too. But Memento is a twisted film. It's crazy. Another documentary that you definitely need to watch, especially us generation that is all like on the internet 24/7. Catfish. It's a crazy, amazing, true story. I can't even say too much about it. Just watch this, because honestly, it's one of the craziest stories I've ever seen, and one of the craziest movies I've ever seen. And I can't even believe it's true. Another great film that I thought went underrated too. Ryan Reynolds in Buried. It was great. I mean, the twist at the end. It was just crazy to imagine that the whole film takes place in a box, and yet you were still engaged in the whole story. That tells you how good the writing was for this. But it's an amazing film. Check it out if you've never seen it. Red. It was good. I just really picked it up for the I already knew it wasn't gonna be a great story, but it's pretty action packed, and Bruce Willis is always badass, so definitely loved it. A Tony Scott film that I got, Unstoppable with Denzel and Chris Pine, the guy from Star Trek. I thought it was pretty good, except that it just looks too much like other Tony Scott movies, and it's getting a little repetitive, and that whole thing. Another great film. If you have the time, check this out, because it's only like 3 hours long. Once Upon a Time in America. Sergio Leone's masterpiece with Robert De Niro. That's all I can really say about it. It's a masterpiece. I got Date Night, and I was hoping that it'd be more funny, and it wasn't. So I'll just leave it at that. It was okay. It was entertaining. Definitely could have been way better. I got Resident Evil Afterlife. I had no intentions on buying this, but since I do own all the other ones, I kind of figured I'd get this one. I haven't even watched it yet, but I never was a big fan of Resident Evil. Let Me In, awesome film. I did get Let the Right One In a few months back, and this was good, and I haven't seen the other one yet, but that one looks really good too. Very looking forward to it. A film I picked up for cheap, I think it was like $12. Last Exorcism. I kind of wanted to watch it, but then I kind of didn't, because I was like, whatever. But $12, I was like, for a Blu-ray, okay. Awesome film. Office Space, cult classic. So funny. I love this film. Mike Judge directed. Definitely a classic. Another one that I gave a second chance, I actually liked it the second time around, was Napoleon Dynamite. But it grew on me, and it's pretty good. The Switch, I think it was a lot better than I expected, because I wasn't expecting too much from this film. But after I saw it, I thought it was pretty good. Definitely better than I expected, so give it a watch. I picked up Love and Other Drugs with Jake Gyllenhaal and Anne Hathaway. Half the time they're like naked and doing it. And so Anne Hathaway is pretty hot, but she's freaking crazy in this film. I was split on it. I liked it and then I didn't, but I thought it was pretty good for what it is, I guess. The next thing I got, All-Star Superman. I thought it was pretty good. Not a big fan of Superman, but the story, I don't know, for me, it seemed like it was more than just one story in the film, and you're kind of like, what's going on? And so I kind of got to watch it again, and I wasn't really that into it. An amazing film, but it wasn't my favorite. Was 127 hours. I think Black Swan was definitely better. I don't know. James Franco is good. I think this is like the first time I've ever seen him in a serious way, but he was still kind of dumb. So, 127 hours, Danny Boyle film. It was really good. And the film that deserved to win, I think it was between this and Black Swan, was The Social Network. Got it on Blu-ray. I love this cover. This is like a, and I love the way this feels. It's like kind of rubbery, and it has texture to it. It's really, really, really nice. This is one of my favorite films also of 2010. This and Black Swan, amazing films. And that's it, guys. I don't know how much I've just shown you. It's a lot. You can count them probably, and it's probably over 60. I have no idea. But it's crazy. Thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe, rate, comment below, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye. Look at that huge pile of DVDs and Blu-rays I just showed. Kind of crazy, huh? Yeah. Kind of little tour. You guys probably haven't seen it in a while, and you missed it. I don't blame you. I'd miss it too if it was gone.